What's up guys, Nevin here, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you the top palm. So let's get into it. Before I show you how to steal a card off the top of the deck, first things first, let's go over our points of contact. Now, there's going to be two primary points of contact, and they're both in the corners. The corners with the indices are where you're going to apply pressure. Now, if you're doing this with your left hand, vice versa, there will be no indices. So if you're doing this with your right hand, you want it with the indices. Next, what's going to happen is your pinky, the top of your pinky right here, is going to apply pressure, and the pressure is going to go right here into the pad of the hand. So you apply pressure, and then your thumb is also going to just shift up just a little to help apply pressure. So that these 2 points of contact are what are going to keep this card in place. So you've got your card here, and now you can see it's in palm. This is not in palm, and it's all just a matter of pressure between these two focus points. You'll even notice when you start doing this that your card's going to start to warp and bend into the shape of the palm, which is natural. It's natural. You can go ahead and fix that after. It's not a thick bend. You don't need to bend the crap out of the card like this. But don't be afraid to do this either. If you really want to bend the card, it's okay. Cards, they're paper. They're meant to be bent and they can be reformed. Also, something I want to cover right now is that you want to make sure your fingers are closed during this. If your fingers are open, you could see that card is peeking through, and everybody else will be able to see that too. So keeping your fingers closed, these are called windows. So being able to see through, that's a window right there. So by keeping your fingers closed, you're now hiding this card. Likewise, there's another way of doing this where you shift the point of contact from the pinky over to the index finger. And so that's just a simple matter of which finger is being bent. Now, you wouldn't want to bend both fingers at the same time. That'd be unnatural. And the reason you would make this shift is so you can rest your hand naturally and handle stuff, and it just kind of looks a little bit more natural. This point I learned from Jeremy Griffith at Los Angeles on Instagram, so if you want to go check him out, he's got some great stuff, and he does this so eloquently. So that is how you're going to be, that's pretty much the position you're going to be in. Right here is where you're applying 2 points of contact, whether it be with your index finger or with your pinky, and you can just shift between the two pretty seamlessly. It's not a difficult shift. So let me unbend this card. Let's get into how you're going to steal it off the top of the deck. Okay, so this is the easiest way I find to steal a card off the top of the deck. And that is like the Erdnase change that I've taught. If you haven't learned that, go learn that. But you don't need to learn that for this. Is in the Erdnase change, you come over and you push this top card up to get in position to do the Erdnase change. This is similar but different because you're not going to come over like this because this is too much of a display for a steal. This is supposed to be an off the beat move that you're doing when nobody's really paying attention. Really casual. So what you're going to do here is your pinky is going to come and push this card forward. And so what that's going to allow you to do is this is going to make it so much easier just to put pressure on this top corner right here. Let's out jog that a little bit more. So this top corner right here, you're going to be able to just put a little pressure on, and it'll just shoot up into your palm. Now this is exposed, right? So you can see what's going on, but if I don't expose it, that's pretty much what's happening. Now, that's pretty much it. You're just allowing this to shoot up into your palm, and then you're applying those 2 points of contact, and it's just that simple. You want to keep your fingers closed, you can shift it, make it look a little more natural, and then come back. So make sure you're maintaining these 2 points of contact. You also don't need a death grip on it. A nice light palm looks really eloquent and nice, and it doesn't look like you're holding anything. You can be really fluid with it. You know, you could even rest your hand pretty straight, come back, and you're still in palm. So there is an easier way of doing it if you don't want to come over, push this card up, and steal it off. You can also, alternatively, if you want, this is probably the easiest way I find of doing it, and I prefer to do it this way if I'm going to do it at all. So what I do here is, in the action of showing this card, if I know I want to steal it off the top right away after I've shown the card and I turn it back over, I'll just turn it back over so it's out jogged, so you can see it's peeking out a little. This way I don't have to come over and push it up and steal it. It looks a little unnatural when you do that. So by doing this, you can come over and in the action of squaring the cards together, your pinky is just going to pop that into place and close the spread, because you're able to do that with the top palm. So that's happening, and then you're just going to close it up and make it look like you just squared the card on the top when you know you haven't. This is supposed to be an invisible move, so the less movement you have, the better off it is. This is a really simple move to do. You can use it for a lot of things, color changes. You could go into the Erdnase change like this and do a variation of the Erdnase change where you're stealing it out. And the way I steal that out is just by allowing this to slide over, and my pinky immediately puts pressure on it and throws it into a top palm. One final thing I'd like to touch on is being able to pop it out and make it look like you've produced the card. So the way you're able to do that is you've got pressure here between your pinky and here, and you're in the pad of your hand. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna let your pinky kind of release pressure, and you can see it just pops out. So it's so minute, but you can see that card sliding up the less pressure I have. So if you, it doesn't matter how deep you start, it's still gonna pop out. So you could start here, and it's still gonna pop out all the same. Starting here, you know. And I guess one extra tip is that I like to flex my pinky out and bend it back as far as I can, and that's gonna give you a better pop with it. Yes, I know my pinkies are weird. Let's not get into that. But that's pretty much what's happening, is you're just shooting the card out. So when you've got it in classic palm, you can just shoot it and catch it just like that. It's a pretty simple move. Sometimes it won't shoot, sometimes it'll shoot better. It really depends on the card and how you do it, really. But overall, that is the classic palm. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button. If you double liked it, hit the notification bell. And if you triple liked it, hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video.